attack there, pushing through the middle, taking down THØY, and eventually getting that bomb down, securing that first round. And NHЯO having that sniper rifle, it's back. We saw it in game 1. He is underground, bear in mind there.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, Drace is suddenly covering the sewer exit now. Finally in position to deal with this one, along with Vase. So both of them covering off like, we're not going to get caught by that flank this time around. Maybe they just completely forgot about it in the first round. They tried to go aggressive in mid and basically left the back door open. And, well, Kowai found their way right through and snuck on and took all their jewelry and everything from the basements. But as it stands, ruLegends reset themselves, get themselves back up. And we're seeing a bit of a build-up of play here from Kowai. They've positioned 4 members over towards the A site, but might not specifically signify an attack there. They still have 1 minute 20 on the board, so plenty of time to play with.
Pablo just hopping around here, wondering where to lob that smoke. It eventually goes down near the A site, and it's going to give them a bit of cover, but Trick is in there, X as well. This is where we're going to see some gunfights going down straight over the box. Flashbang comes in, Flitch goes down as well, traded down by Orthodox, and now a double comes in for Treek. Clarence answers back finally, but Orthodox is going to double up here, and the number advantage finally goes towards Kowai. But look at that health now in a 2v2. It is all going down, and the bomb...
Arsa finds himself a second quickly, doesn't realise the one on the right there. Now he manages to find Clarence, gets a good tag, there's the headshot, and Arsa gets himself a quick triple and picks up the first round for the Russians. ruLegends.
Okay, so 1 apiece here as we get back into the action now. Bomb's just going to be left. They don't want to go into dangerous territory and let that one slip. And as you see, all going down in the middle. I think Pablo and NHЯO is in the sewers there, just controlling that bottom mid. Not going to see any action, but soon or shortly we should do over at the A site. You can see the mini-map there, it's stacked towards A.
There we go, sewer exit. It's going to be Drace that will find the first victim, if he can catch him. As it stands, he's not going to push on through. You can see Drace covering it. It's NHЯO that's creeping his way through the smoke just to the side of him. He's got support as well. It looks like Pablo at the back there. He's managed to get himself up to the box unseen. And there's the second smoke. That's going to force Drace away and maybe force him to make a move here. He's going to get the shot through, realizes he's pushed his position, but he's got no vision at all. Gets the support that he needed, flashes himself through, but he gets caught out, and Orthodox manages to come through, but there's the reply. Arsa comes down, but it's quick response from Orthodox. Gets himself a second. Now, Arsa, just as he did in the last round, has to go big for his team. Getting grenaded, bombarded in the corner there. Makes the pass. He didn't realize there's a push, but he didn't realize that Flitch was there. And the Russians will fall. Kowai pick up a second round.
Finding that second round ever so important here for Kowai. And now they'll be the ones again on the attack, pushing forward, being aggressive here. Grenades in abundance over at the middle. Vise is just sitting back here, not being too aggressive. But it looks like the same strategy coming in for Kowai. Biding their time. Got Flitch over to the left here, hopping around. Maybe a collective push between the 5 may be able to break through this smoke and the A-bomb site.
Please ignore the score at the top. It is 2-1 to Kowai at the moment. And it's just not being updated by production. They will slowly get there. There we go. Just pops into place as if by magic. But it is a 4-man stack from Kowai over on A site. Bomb making its way all the way back through spawn though, so long way out. That's going to be Orthodox making the run. That's Arsa going a 1-for-1, but it's Pablo that picks up a quick double. Making a triple. Finally, we're going to get a little shot of him maybe, because Pablo is going off at the moment. Gets himself those quick 3 kills, and it makes a real problem for the Russians as they have to try and cover off both exits. You can see just the one man over on A side trying to cover just about every angle he can. All his opposite number, Drace, is trying to cover off. It's X that's in there. He can go big. He gets himself one. NHЯO comes through. Gets himself a second. Finally gets flanked around. Drace comes through. Doesn't manage to get the shot on Flitch though. And now they know exactly where he's coming from. He's got a challenge through double doors. Nigh on impossible task here. Nade over the top. Bounces it in there. Tries to catch him off guard. But he's going to push on through. Finds himself one. Pablo through the door. Gets himself a third of the round, I think. Or maybe the fourth of the round, wasn't it, for Pablo?
I think that was number 4. Fantastic stuff coming in from Pablo. And fantastic stuff coming in from Kowai in general there. Really well-structured attack. It seems like they have their plan. They're executing it well. However, Drace is kicking off. This is a lot quicker. Pablo with another double here as Arso finally takes him down. But a 3 versus 3 here with still 2 minutes left on the clock. That is one way to start a round. And I've got to say it, I'm sorry, THÜY's yet to pick up that first kill.
Looking towards 007 right now. He needs a license to kill as it stands, but James Bond is upon him. Aggressive stuff in the sewers there from Kowai, trying to catch the Russians off guard, but it's netted. Just a straight 2-for-2 trade, and no one really coming out on top effectively. Well, you could always argue the attackers come out on top because it forces the defense to basically either stack a site or go for that split. The moment they're trying to half-heartedly cover B site and leaving it fairly open, and that may be the wise choice for Kowai. They're realizing that and starting to make their move over there. Arsa's got that little glimpse, you can see getting that peek through the building. Now he's going to make the rotate, so he's going to be over on B site. He's getting support coming over, Treek's coming over, so they're suspecting something here. Treek's got himself that vision. There's the flashbang going through. He's going to get caught out by that one, Treek, and the rotate coming back from Kowai. They're deciding maybe to second guess themselves. They've got a minute on the clock to make the way back into one of the sites.
Plenty of time to do some damage here. Lich, Clarence, and Arcadox. I say the 3, it's now a 2. As Treek finds 1. X is going to find the 2nd, and Arcadox, he's got everything to do now. Very much a difficult task, and it's not even going to get any better than that. 3 kills back-to-back there coming in from the Russians, and ruLegends picking up round number 2 for themselves, keeping this game very, very close.
Yes, a lot closer than perhaps we suspected. Kowai. Some suspected we're going to be the whipping boys. Wow, that was an absolute pulverized with the grenades there, but they didn't really net themselves anything. They tried to catch the early push onto A side, and that's exactly where Kowai had gone, but they were a little slow to the point, and that kind of saved them effectively, as they didn't come rushing into the nade spam. Now, Pablo has made a bit of movement here, and you can see Alejo also getting a peek. Pablo just covering off, making sure Alejo's back is covered, as he looks through his scope, trying to find a possible shot. One of the defenders on A site, trying to clear things out there. There's the peek, and Vice gets caught. We see it from the minimap, but you can see the plan set up, and that's exactly how Kowai wanted to play it.
Yep, great stuff, and great patience there from Alejo down the middle with the sniper. He's still rocking it. He's just taking his time, and it looks like now he can set his team up. He's going to smoke that mid, give his team a bit of pressure, a bit of a path almost towards that B-bomb site if they need to, but maybe a fake could be coming here from the boys of Kowai. Got one, obviously, player on the defense. That's going to be Arsa over at A.
He's going aggressive. He's going aggressive. Treek's going to push on through. He's going to find himself one. It's Flitch. Now, if he'd have pushed around the corner, he'd have found the bomb carrier as well. That would have been Clarence. So, good aggressive play. Netting himself a kill. Backing out. Playing it safe, which is fine, and it makes it back to a 4-on-4.
Good positioning from both squads here, but it just seems like we're waiting for one team to break that deadlock. And at this given time, the attacking squad of Kowai just seem a bit undecided. It looks like pushing through the middle, and they could be caught off guard. He's Drace is right above him, picks off one, drops down, finds the 2nd, not the 3rd, as Arcadox does react eventually. But a nice double coming in for Drace. His squad will be happy with him for that one, putting them in the advantage. And now, X is going to double up as Treek finally finds his 3rd. Great stuff there as X finalises the round. And you've got to say, a well-positioned Russian squad there. It all came from Drace in that corner.
Yeah, Kowai just trying to use Alejo to get the slow picks, but as you mentioned, Drace in a perfect position. Aggressive stuff once again in mid. This time, they get themselves a little push on through ruLegends, but it doesn't net themselves anything early on this time because Kowai chose to take 2 members through sewers, but didn't go forward, didn't go aggressive. They got themselves an early position from Clarence here, who's on your screen, towards A site, but nothing netted. So things slow down a little bit now, 3 apiece. We're starting to look a little desperate for ruLegends for a few moments there until they pulled the last 2 rounds back. Now they have to just be a little bit more disciplined. Clearly Aleo is a very good sniper. He's been finding heads and finding the shots, and that's kind of what Kowai are trying to build on. You can see him once again just in the foreground, actually, Aleo setting himself up, looking for that scope, looking for those kills. And the Russians just have to be disciplined. They're going to go for the peaks like that, and it just offers such an easy chance for Aleo to get that peak shot. And he's just landing shot after shot. I mean, that was bread and butter stuff for him.
Yeah, that wasn't really a difficult shot, and it's, again, a peak that was unnecessary from my eyes anyway, from TRÍ. Arsa's going to find a double
nice.
Trace, actually. I correct myself as Clarence pops in, and now the trades come down. A 3v2 as Pablo's under fire. He's going to fall, and that's going to be Vizy. Can he find the double? He does.
Oh, my God, just the last bullet. The last bullet backs it up, pulls out the deagle. Vize, who was on no frags at all coming into that round, picks himself up a quick, easy 3.
Fantastic stuff there to end round number 7, putting number 4 on the board and taking the lead. ruLegends back in action here. That's one way to stop the 007. 2 quick kills and a deagle to finish the 3rd. But anyway, done and dusted. We're into round number 8. And again, it is so heavily stacked over towards A. Almost a 4-1 split coming in from Kowai, and pretty much the same actually on the defense as well. The real question that I'm thinking, will Alejo be able to pick off one? He's going for that mid peak. You can see him there just edging towards the right. rKoDox is going to hop across. No one's going to show their face this time, but it does let him go through.
Yeah, quick play is not really the aim of the game at the moment for Kowai. They just continue to try, look for the peaks. This time they're stacking up. B push coming in, and this is going to be a real tentative moment here for Arsa. He's kind of all alone. He's going to get the support of Drace as he rotates in. The rest of the team come through, but Pablo's found Arsa already. Drace just goes straight into the grinder. No chance there. Bomb plant coming in. Now, here comes the retake. Now, Clarence is the one man that's separated from his team. He's going to be the grinder, but he gets picked off early on. Unfortunately, Flitch does find TRÍ as he comes around the corner, and this is a great work, but X has managed to find himself a quick double. He's going to go 2 more, finds himself a 3rd. Now it's a 1-on-1. It is Alejo who switched up to the AK versus X with, 17 seconds. He's got to move here. He's got to get in on sight. He's tried to reposition. Alejo comes around and manages to land the shot. Not to be for X. And that is going to be 4-4, all tied up in the final round of the half.
This is a chance for one team just to take the lead, take the edge going into the second side here. Both teams, of course, wanting that. rKoDox, he's going to be pushing around, but Alejo's found some trouble down in the sewers. He's backed off, he's kept his life, and Alejo's actually found the first. Not for the first time in this game, of course. It's number 8 for him. rKoDox does go down to TRÍ, and now a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, Drace getting picked off down in that sewers. Very aggressive stuff from both sides. It's been the battle throughout, honestly, that sewer battle. This time the stack from Kowai is over at A site, but still not too successful that side. And I don't think either team's going to be too upset with a 5-4 half. Especially the Russians, who were looking down and out at 3-1. They were suddenly a little lost at sea, but finally managed to get the things rolling. See what they've got on their attack of their own, of course, but Kowai still, once again, slow, steady, look for the pick. Is TRÍ going to peek this time? Doesn't look like it. This time he's chosen to stay behind the box and not go looking for the frag.
Seems a little bit slower going into the second half of this round. You do hear gunfire going down.
Yeah, that was... Oh, Pablo's going to get caught out here. Simple stuff for Vize there. Alejo was looking for the shot, actually, onto Arsa over on B site. That's where the shot came through, but it didn't land, didn't connect, and now he's sat waiting for Vize to come around the corner. Arsa, make sure he doesn't peek out, and he is going to peek out, and Alejo finds him.
Alejo once again finding another kill to the left arm. It pops up there.
Oh, TRÍ, don't do it. Don't do it, TRÍ.
Don't peek. Oh, looks like we've Just had a bit of a spectator issue, but we'll go back into the game as soon as possible. Hopefully we can see an over-the-shoulder shot.
Yeah,
that would be great, but...
Looking at the captain, he's going for an over-shoulder shot as well, because he's down. Oh, he's been picked off as well. This is not looking good for the Russians. Don't know. Judging by their body language, I would say Kowai picked up that round. I'm going to throw out that one out there because that was not a fist bump in any way. Yeah, it's definitely Kowai.
Kowai there.
5-4 to Kowai then.
Yeah, that's looking a lot more likely. Fist bumps coming out of the whole squad there. But still, a very, very close game here. We're going to switch sides. Kowai now will have the opportunity to go on defense. They're getting ready, and it is just a mental game. Just to take that slight bit of an advantage going into the second side. And of course, pretty much first to 10. Kowai versus ruLegends here on Mexico. The Group A winners bracket. The winner will solidify their spot in the quarterfinal tomorrow. Be the first team to do so. And you know what? After this, they don't play again. They'll be able to go back, chill out, rest easy. Looks like they're back in school though. Hands up. Can I have some help? Just wanting to get back in the lobby, of course.
Waiting for them to set themselves back up for the second half. As I mentioned, 5-4 to Kowai, we believe, is the score, judging by the reactions of the players. The question is, though, coming into this, obviously, defensive situations. This time around, though, of course, on the attack, as we saw against All Gamers, they removed 70 kg from the equation when they went on the attack, and they might just be able to do the same thing with the layout this time.
Yeah, I think it's something they really need to target, because 3 rounds, 2 through the middle, 1 in the sewers. He got that first pick, that initial pick, and it's not like it was traded out. He got it and he got away. And to do that, just get that first blood is so important. It opens up a gap in the defense. And many times we saw them go back and forth, but when they finally made that aggressive push, they had the numbers. It was either a 3v2 or 4v2, and especially on the defense, when you've got to split your team, you have to send some to A, you have to send some to B. You don't want to get first picked.
Yeah.
You want to change it around. You want to get that first shot, that first kill. And put the attackers at that disadvantage.
I still can't believe they got caught out by the standard push through sewers in the first round. That was a real shot. I was like,
yeah,
why is no one covering the sewer entrance right now? I'm a noob at this game, but I know that's something you should be doing, and sure as hell for the next 8 rounds they did exactly that. But it's that one round that maybe counted. But 5-4 to Kowai on attack. ruLegends. Well, I mean, what an upset this would be. Kowai being the first team to go through. The Colombians, nobody saw this coming.
No.
This is a team that finished 3rd in their regional finals in 2014, 2nd in 2015, and finally made it here in 2016 when it really counts, because the money just got boosted. And now they're in a really good position to be the first quarter-finalists. But of course, it's a long way to go. 5-4 is certainly not an unreasonable score to come back through from ruLegends.
Not at all. I mean, this going into the second side, an obvious statement. It's anyone's to take right now. No one's going into it like the last game at 7-2. You know, the momentum's not really with anyone. We've had a little bit of a break, but you're right, D-Man. It was 5-4 towards Kowai. I'd have been very shocked if it wasn't there. But back in action here. We will swap sides, and the Russians now will have their chance to attack. And it looks a little bit different here, actually. They've
been a little bit slow, and Kowai have basically taken a lot of territory. They've managed to get themselves a good position, but the flank could be coming out here. Drace going to get himself in a decent position, but look at the position. Archidox and Friends all basically positioned in the middle, all tucked behind boxes. This is like a gigantic surprise attack about to come out.
Yeah, this is going to be a bloodbath here over at middle.
Well, if they fall for it, that is. But it looks like it might, you know. can see the bomb kind of making its way around the corner, and they do come straight into the grinder. Flitch, Pablo managing to get some kills. Arsa Quickson picks up a quick double though. Alejo, as I talked about, not going to be using the sniper rifle this time, doesn't need it, gets the pistol instead. This is an absolute grinder of a round, and it's Kowai that come out on top. What a massacre in the alleyway.
That was insane. That was just too much to handle, too much to watch almost, but it did go down in the middle, and Kowai pick up their 6th round, and a great entry round to the second side because they can really put on the pressure here. And I'm going to stop speaking because it looks like they are doing straight through the mid. Kowai, they're gonna again be a bit over aggressive here, and it could go in their favor. The Russians just taking a step back almost. As you hear the grenades go out and the gunfire go down, Alejo has already taken some damage, as well as Flitch and Vies from ruLegends.
Yeah, Alejo, we wondered how effective he'd be with that scope at the moment. They're basically keeping him deep at the back of A site. Standard sniper position as the support of Pablo. TRÅNG, that's Flitch and Pablo. It's in the corner there. Just off the side. A couple of shots being rattled down through the sewers, but to no effect because, well, there's nobody there right now. It is a big A hit, and it's going to be the bomb carrier that starts to peek his way around, but we can see from the scope, Alejo, oh, that's going to be on point, that nade. Doesn't really find its first man, doesn't manage to land the shot, but Flitch is there, gets himself a double. Clarence comes around, Alejo with a deagle, and this is an absolute grinder. The Russians are getting pounded into the dust right now by the Colombians.
Yeah, that was nearly a team ace there, only 1 to fall. The opposition of 5. The Colombians looking very, very strong here. 7-4 is the scoreline now as we kick off the next round here. But ruLegends, they need to change something, whether it's their strategy, the bomb site that they're pushing. It seems very, very heavy onto A. It is a heavily A bomb-sited map, but TRÍK yet to get off the mark here in the second side. Down in the sewers though, Drace just holding back. Clarence.
Aggressive sweep coming out of A side here. Clarence is the man that's leading the charge. He's trying his best to chase them down, finds TRÍK, backs away. Now he has the support, but they're completely caught in the grinder. X pops around, gets a quick double, and that backfired on Kowai.
Indeed it did. He found himself in a very tight corner. Pablo and Alejo to do the miracle, the 2 versus 4. The Russians should have this one in the bag. They have the bomb.
They've got themselves a really interesting defensive position. X is going to be able to go through. They've got the middle ground covered off, which is fine, so they can split themselves off to A and B, but it does mean that A site is open. Now we're seeing Alejo is going to switch around. He's going to get a quick vision through the double doors. Will he get the peek? Will he be able to catch one coming through? He needs to line himself up. He's looking basically at a straight pixel. Doesn't manage to find one, but Pablo does, and now makes it a 3-on-2. Alejo tagged up heavily there, and he's forced to rotate. X gets himself a 1/3 of the round, and Alejo now all alone. Nade in hand. That could do some damage. Doesn't manage to hit X though. X tucks himself in the corner, so no problems there. AK picked up. Rifle going to be doing no use there.
Yep, 3-on-1. He's a breath away from failing, and there it is.
4
Mission
frags.
failed. And as you say, 4 frags coming in. Great stuff from the Russians. 7-5 is the scoreline.
They needed that. They needed someone to step up, something to work out for him. In the end, it was Kowai that went aggressive and got themselves caught out on A there, which is where X managed to get the double kill early on. Alejo with the scope this time, looking down the sewer system, and that's where Drace is currently setting himself up. He's got Arsa with him as well, so dangerous position. But Vies finds himself Alejo, so that is the scope now down. And suddenly in exchange, that's down in the sewers. They're chasing it out, and actually it's Arcadox that got himself just about out alive, very low on health. So decent exchange there by ruLegends. They're in a good position here.
They are indeed, and now they look like they're rotating towards A. You've got the middle control, of course, coming in from the defense, but they're actually backing off as well. They're giving that control up. They're heading over to B, in fact. Maybe rotating through the middle. Will be holding that middle ground still, but you've got to favour here the Russians. They could really put the pressure onto A, and it's going to be Clarence who's on the defense there. Got a lot of work to do. Flitch the one your screen. He's trying to just guide his way through here, the smoke. unsure exactly what he can see. He's going to walk into a whole lot of trouble. It's going to be the Russians here, and another smoke's going to drop as well. Not going to be any game-changing moments at the given time, but as the time does tick down, the Russians do need to push something out. It looks like they've got full control of mid, and now it's their opportunity to take one of these bomb sites.
Still trying to exchange fire. Arsa does manage to find Flish now. That's down the middle. Now they're pushing towards A side. It's gone very much in the favour of the Russians, and it is just rKDOX remaining. Obviously was taken very low. Now, 3 members of the Russian team are low, but it doesn't matter. Drace finds the head, and the Russians are back in it. 7-6. Very close game here.
Very, very close game, and it could be a comeback on the cards for the Russians. See what they're up to. X pushing down that left-hand side. Aggressive from Alejo.
Oh, they're trying to repeat performance of round 1 here. The Kowai team, they're trying to stack themselves out in that middle, and it's kind of red. Situation was kind of red there. And Alejo is just, they're so reliant in him finding one of those early initial picks that when it doesn't happen, it's kind of putting them in trouble.
Smoke's going to stop him doing any damage at the moment, but no one's even pushing up there. He could catch one off guard, but Flitch is also joining the club. He's been flashed, and that's going to go down. Unfortunately for Pablo, he finds himself on the floor as X finds number 1. And now he's got his squad to back him up. Alejo is in a lot of trouble here.
Gets the smoke. Luckily from him, it's from ruLegends, basically covering him off. It means Alejo will be able to get out alive as they try and stack up and boost over the smoke at the moment. Not really going to work out for them as they get themselves stacked up. I really would love to look at Alejo's position because he's managed to land the shot on X, and that's exactly what I was hoping we could see. Doesn't matter. Server's not quite catching that one. Now, 4-on-4 advantage, honestly, in Kawai's favour. And you can see ruLegends just trying to flush herself through the smoke here. They're completely unaware that rKDOX is there. They've pushed straight through. rKDOX is sat in the smoke, comes out around the back, gets Drace down. Now they're just trying to charge the position. They do manage to get Alejo down, but rKDOX, completely unseen around the back, gets himself a quick double. And that caused so many problems. They pushed through the smoke and completely had no idea it was there.
Yeah, not a clue. Arsa advised as well, so low on health here. They've done well, but I feel like coming up against a full health Clarence is going to be a bit too much for him. Popping around the corner, trying to find one. Vice in the back as well. He should be taken down. He will be taken down. The trade should come in now. Arsa left to do everything, unable to do so. And you will see Kowai getting a number 8 next to their name as they take that round eventually. Coming in for Clarence is the defuse.
Yeah, very close, tight round there. Both ending with next to no health. So, despite the fact it was a 2-on-1 at the end, and 2 of them survived, it could easily bullets stray left and right. But rKDOX in that smoke was the real key difference there, along with Alejo on the boost. Just a little flanker-rooney coming in there. It's again sewer control. No real control of the sewers. rKDOX is the man that's left to cover it from deep towards A side, covering the exit of the sewers. But the Russians are not taking advantage. They're not pushing through. Alejo is number 5. You can see him on the rotate now. So now he's covering off the sewer exit. And getting a little shot down there, almost to say. It's still covered. And then just immediately leaves it. So trying to sell a dummy effectively there. But it is again going to be another A stack in that mid. And this has just not worked out well for the Russians in the last few rounds.
Really hasn't. You can see that the defense has completely given up the B side. They've taken control of the middle, and that's of course coming from Kowai. Flitch on your screens, he's the one trying to dominate this middle. At the moment it's going well for him. He's fending them off, and
Clarence with it all to do here. He's on A site, and they're basically 5-man pushing it. They're slowly working their way through. That smoke is dissipating in the mid, so Vice looks like he's going to be the first man in. X is going to flash him in. Clarence dodges out the flash, tries to spin around, but X is already there. He's come through the back. Now the support comes. Is it enough though? X finds himself a second. Alejo gets the shot through the door onto Drace, but kind of find himself in a real awkward situation. rKDOX is with him on site, tries to come around, doesn't manage to get the shot on Vice, and now Alejo, the last man standing, rushed down, charged down by Arsa, and the Russians needed that. 8-7. We're going the distance.
You put it perfectly there. They needed that round just to get that ever so closer. 3 rounds when you're at match point is not where you want to be. I think a big factor for that, of course, was THØY's. NHälEO again pushing forward. The smoke's coming in. It's all going down at the middle here. And you see the same setup coming in from the Russians. Drake's just watching Sewers. Then you've got, of course, these boys. THØY's just bouncing around, retreating, as well as X. And is this a rotate towards B? This could be a big change up. Something which Kowai will not expect.
Yeah, it's something that Kowai themselves did as well that worked successfully. They're going to go through Sewers. Problem is, it is covered. NHälEO scoped up, staring exactly at this corner that X is about to test round. There's the smoke, try and block his position, gets a good glimpse, but he doesn't manage to land the shot at the first chance of asking. Arcadox does go down, but it bought time for NHälEO to land that shot on Drace because they missed those initial shots. The flank is, the race is effectively on as they come around the corner. Pablo gets one, but it's all they're going to get. And now he tries to chase them back around. They ran away. Pablo's chasing. Pablo's trying to get around the backside of them, but is it going to be enough? Vice, is he going to turn around? No, Pablo gets a second in the back. Finally, they realize he's on the back of them in the 2-on-1. Pablo nearly picking up the whole squad as they all backed away and totally ignored him.
Well, he's still got 2 to go, and both are quite low on health, but so is he. He's gonna find Vice, and Treek should be able to trade this one out, but no, Pablo's pushing forward. A slither of health for Treek, and Pablo binds it out of nowhere. And the thumbs up comes in. Great stuff from Pablo there, and he gets round number 9 for Kowai.
Match point. That was such a big screw up from our ruLegends.
Yeah.
There's no doubt around it. They allow Pablo to pick up 4 kills from behind them, just one by one, and then suddenly they take it to a 2-on-1, and they lose out because they've already given the impetus, the confidence that he's gained from picking up those first 2 kills. What an absolute disaster for our ruLegends there. Now match point for Kowai. What an upset this will be. The Colombians being the first team through to the quarterfinals. Amazing stuff.
Absolutely incredible here, and a potential last round for your THØY's as well. As X is trying to push here for the Russians. They need 3 back-to-back. They need to do some damage here. But again, the heavy stack of defense coming in from Kowai. That's all over A. They've left 1 just lingering around the B site, which is the correct thing to do at this given time. Not that they know that. McLaren's watching that very, very small slither for the cross. But I can feel this round going down to time. No one wants to make the first error.
Well, I mean, our ruLegends are totally confused right now. You can see they have the mid control, and this is where Kowai have been for the last 4 rounds. And they're just like, there's no one here.
Yep.
Look at this, though. This shot, this perfect angle. Arcadox is about to get very busy. It's going to be the peek around the corner. He finds the head. That's all he needed. Damage done. In and out. Clarence and Arcadox. Quick strike team back in and out. The damage may well be done. Now a minute on the clock. The Russians running the clock down, but it's working against them as they try and switch things up and charge over towards the B site. Charging in. Flitch is there. Finds himself a quick one. Pablo, gets that kill. Backs away. Flitch on the retreat. Now he gets the reload. Spins around. Gets the shot. This is all going Kawai's way now. Are ruLegends in a 4-on-1 to stay in the winner finals. Treek gets himself the 1. It's not over yet. 3-on-1. Gets pushed up. Finds another. And another. That's a triple. And now a 1-on-1. But he's got no health. He finds NHälEO. I do not believe he's managed to land that in a 4-on-1. Treek goes huge.
I would have loved to have seen his reaction to that one. Maybe we'll get to see it at another point. But it's 9-8. Kowai still leading. But after that fail of a 4v1... they've got to be tilted. They've got to be upset with that. Can this be the time where the Russians pounce? They can be aggressive. They can be confident. But they can't throw this away here. Kowai, still, match point.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff there. Just when you thought it was all over. 4-on-1 with no health. And NHälEO, with the scope, misses the shot. The shots that he had easily. Just a tiny little sidestep was all it took, but NHIธ์once again lining up the shots. Lining up a chance for Kowai to be in the finals. And that is not what we need. Get a camera over the shoulder right now.
We need to see this game.
We need to see what is going on here. Disastrous stuff as the observer bombs out once again.
We can see it slightly there, but it's not good. Oh, maybe this is a bit of a better angle here. Russians obviously pushing through towards A.
Observer's logging in record speed right now. He's trying. Type yourself in.
Don't get the password
really
wrong.
See what's going on. We really don't want to see the winning moment go to Kowai here. You can see they still have plenty of players in, and time must be running low. They're going to jump in there. We're going to get the observers in any second now. We can see from the screens that it is still very much a tense match. Okay, observers are in. It's all going off on B side. It's actually going to be Russians that come through. They get themselves around. We're going to overtime. It's 9-9. And would you believe it? From the absolute depths of despair, in a 1-on-4, TRÍK, of all people, pulls off the play of a lifetime and takes them to overtime. 9-9 the score. 5-4, 5-4. And we're going into, I believe, MR3.
And you've got to be thinking, you're sat in one of the Kowai spots now. You're just thinking back, we had them up against the wall. We needed one kill. There was 4 of us on the field, and they couldn't even manage it. Got to give credit where credit is due. TRÍK, an absolute insane performance just to keep them in the game, and obviously the round we didn't see, they took as well. But now we go to overtime.
Unbelievable stuff, really. I mean, I still... I just want to watch it back.
Yeah,
we might be in the dark, but I want to watch it back. Just exactly how TRÍK came out on that 1-on-4. There was one to the right, then he spun, got himself the one to the left and another to the right, and then the long-range shot to NHИธ์.
It was the second and third kill for me, which was the impressive ones. The fourth, it was a 1-on-1. Both were low on health. It was kind
straight
of first shot wins.
Effectively, yeah.
But that second kill was phenomenal. But the third was something which should have been a trade. It really should have. But the composure level for TRÍK, insane, absolutely insane. Now the squads are getting ready, of course, to jump back into the game in this overtime as well. And for me, ruLegends, they should run away with this. The confidence, the momentum they have, and everything as well for Kowai. You've got to be sat in your seats just gutted with what's just happened. I think it would take a lot of composure from players of Kowai to bounce back from this and take it. Yeah, mental strength absolutely key right now. TRÍK, as far as I know, is the captain of the Russian team as well. So what a time for the captain to step up. What a performance from him. And in all honesty, the Russians didn't play well. They didn't play well. Kowai definitely outplayed them. The Russians, tactically, Kowai had them up against the ropes a number of times, a number of rounds. Yeah. They had the sniper advantage. NHIธ์finding the picks, soothing things out, and more importantly, they were taking mid-control, and the Russians couldn't seem to wrestle it off them. The rounds that they won were basically down to individual plays, like X going through, picking himself up a double or a triple, where he probably shouldn't have taken it. Obviously, you look at TRÍK that round, I mean, they all add up in the end. It's all just down to hero players rather than tactical prowess. Yeah, and I think the key thing that you said there was NHIธ์with the sniper, more on the first side, but he was getting round after round, those back-to-back kills, and it edged off towards the end. He didn't get the one important kill that he needed, but the first kind of 4 rounds, he was the ones getting the first picks, the ones getting that entry kill, if you like, and just opening up the map for him. But overall, fantastic stuff from both teams. We thought it would be close. It ended very, very close. But, I mean, going into this, I would have favoured ruLegends, and I just have to take a step back and say Kowai are just continually impressing me time and time again. Their strategy, their simple gun skill is phenomenal, and I think they're a squad which could go a long way in this tournament.
It's surprised a lot of people, I
Yeah.
think, it's safe to say. A lot of people were expecting them to turn up and be the whipping boys. But that's the difference, you see, with when you have these regional tournaments. Obviously, everybody guesstimates who is the strongest region. Everybody expects China to be, because they have the biggest player base, they have the biggest competition. The fact that they have two teams here says a lot.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have such a massive depth of teams and tournaments. But the fact is, you never really know. You never really know how strong that region is, or how, you know, some sort of superhero performance some team may have on a day. And in a best of one, anyone can pick anything up. You never know. You just never know. And be it the right map at the right time with a player in some sort of form, like think of Vinny for Hemo Brave, just dominating round after round after round. When you have a player that can perform like that in a tournament, you know, sometimes you can just have these big upsets, and that's kind of what we're getting today.
Yeah, very, very hard to stop. But upsets after upsets. I mean, just to recap for you guys, if you have missed it, ruLegends got here with a 10-5 victory over All Gamers. Kowai actually took down XCN in a 10 spot to go into tomorrow to basically finish the day right now. For them, it would be fantastic, and they can go away, maybe research the team that they will be playing a little bit more. They'll have a bit more time. This is a good spot for both teams here, but it's time for overtime.
Time for overtime indeed. MR3. Let's see who it's going to be. It is going to be the Russians or the Colombians. Will it be ruLegends or will it be Kowai?
Kowai. Which means Q. We were told. It's cool.
I like it. I don't believe you. I can't believe you didn't even know that.
I didn't know that. How would I?
It's not Kowai.
How was I supposed to know that? I tell you
what.
Thought
you were down with the cool kids. That was all, Phil. But clearly I was wrong.
Very wrong. I'm not down with the cool kids at all. I wish I was. I wish I was.
Did they not let the gingers in?
No, they don't. I think that was the one thing. I passed all the other marks, and then
they went, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you didn't tell.
You didn't tell us you were ginger.
No.
You didn't tell us you were ginger.
No.
You can't come in.
And I was denied, unfortunately. But you learn something new every day.
And that's why we ended up with blue suits.
Yes.
With purple ties.
I mean, we're matching. I like it.
It's the first time I've been a matching outfit, to be fair.
I'm exactly the same.
I now know how Monty and Doa feel. To be fair, they've worn some pretty horrific outfits, so this is pretty tame in comparison to what I've seen them paired in their days at the OGN crew. And of course, Banana Culture running the production here. Thank you very much to them. It is certainly working out very well so far. Match looks like it's about ready to go. I can see it loading up on my screen, so we're going to get that on your screens in just a moment. It is going to be extra time, 9-9. We couldn't decide it in regular time. We're going the distance. It's going to be MR3, but there's no players in there. There they are. They've just popped into place.
Okay, so the players are ready, and they're actually already off. So let's get into the game. We go into overtime. ruLegends from Russia up against Kowai. This is going to be one hell of a game. We've already seen it go the distance so far. How will this play out?
Well, will we see Kowai go aggressive through the sewers once again, maybe catching them off guard? And there is Alejo once again looking for the frags. X, do not peek that corner. You will lose your head. Not going to work out for him. Now Alejo makes a little slink underneath. This time it seems ruLegends have learnt. They are not peeking corners. They are not going looking for the frags. They are. It's going to be a gentle shoulder peek. There's the little shoulder. Alejo's going to be lining himself up the shot. He's going to get caught out. That's going to be a quick 3 kills for ruLegends, and Kowai's attack is decimated.
Yeah, this is not good for them. They threw away a round previously, and they've come into this, and in all honesty, it's not looking any better. It's now a 1 versus 4. Flitch, he's taken damage as well. He's coming up against X, Fires, Arsa, and Drace. You can see him making his way through A, and he's going to be stopped right there. First round goes to Russia.
Exactly the start they needed. On the defense, of course, they lost out very early on to Kowai, and the pressure was on them, but that's the start. You could see what it meant to them. You could see the shouting dominance. I believe that was TRÍK in the middle there that was giving the shout. THალაქY, it was Arthur, I believe it was, that was shouting away. And that's what we saw in the match against All Gamers. We've not really seen the same sort of buoyant mode coming out of the Russians. Maybe a little underwhelmed coming into this one, thinking work had been done, but it's still a long way to go to reach the quarterfinals, which is their best ever finish at the Crossfire Grand Finals here. So they could certainly match it. Could they go any further? But still need another 3 rounds to reach the quarterfinals.
X, fantastic stuff so far. 3 kills, and he's only just started this game. THÄY's as well with the double. Really setting themselves apart here. Pablo for Kowai, very, very low on health. Have to watch for him, however. They're starting to push up now, and it is all going to the A side. TRÍK's in a very, very interesting spot. He's flashing out, smoking out, and now Alejo, he's going to push through. He's going to find TRÍK, and Alejo getting the better of him. Only just there, as you see his health deteriorate. Clarence as well pushing in, and now with the gunfights are going down. It's all going one way. I say that. Pablo, Alejo are down as well, and THÄY's, he's left in a 1v3.
The nade came through and did a lot of damage, and that was a simple run and gun exercise from Kowai. Not really the camera angle we could see what was going on along with you guys at home, but it was a straight swarm onto the A site that worked out well for them. Aggressive defensive work here from ruLegends. They've rushed into the mid, tried to stack out. Sua's push coming through as well. TRÍK taking a lot of damage from grenades, but they do back off Kowai. Damage done though. I don't know if they realise just how much they've done to TRÍK there. He's completely down to half health already, and he's had to back himself away, and they've completely backed out. So it was a straight rush through Sua's, 2 nades to the face and back off.
I don't think they do know exactly what they have done, but see what it does equal later in the rounds. Now, Alejo was so influential with the rifle on the first couple of rounds. Can he be? There he is. Trace goes down, but THÄY's with a trade. Arcadox coming in as well. Arsa finding another trade here in a 3v3. The sniper shot, though, you get to appreciate how good some of these players actually are and how quick they can be. Flitch and Clarence are pushing through on the A site there. X over at the digger, getting that cover, and TRÍK tries to sneak one in, but X trades that one out. It's clinical. It's now a 2v2.
2v2, but they know the positions advantage Kowai because they can go where they want, whereas ruLegends are kind of forced to effectively split the defense. I don't know, I think I'd maybe choose to stack out the defense at this stage, but Arsa's going to be the man that splits over towards B site, going to get a peek, and maybe that flank will catch them off guard, and it has. X takes a lot of damage, but he gets flitched down. Will finally drop him. X just on, what, next to no health at all.
How is he alive? He says nothing. He's dead, but he's not.
He's got 1 hit point. One hit point, 65 armor. Pablo, doesn't matter. If he can find the headshot, he'll still pick up the kill. It's a case of who can see who first.
Pablo versus X, 30 seconds on the clock. He does have the bomb, but I don't think that's going to come into play here. Do you know what? X may get the best.
He's got to check the corner. He's got to check that corner, and he will. No! Oh my word! X comes out on top with the 1 hit point, and you can see what that means to them. They've picked up the 2 rounds on defense, and that is a massive play.
Fantastic stuff there, and you see TRÍK jumping out of his seat here. High fives all around for the team. And rightly so. The Russians, I had to say, when Kowai lost that 4v1 in normal time, it all started to fall apart. They lost the next round to push it to overtime. The next 2 as well. Russia has looked so strong here. And you can almost see it on their faces. Kowai need a big comeback here. They need to turn this around. Maybe some wise words from the captain may help. Let's get back into the action here as it stands at 2-1.
So, ruLegends turn to attack. They just need 2 rounds and it's GG. Will we see the Russians take it? As you say, the real big mental turning point, it seems, was that big 4-1 play. Look at the stack out here, though, from Kowai. This is exactly as it worked for them on the defensive side. Alejo, the man that was looking for the scope. This time, though, if he's still number 5, whether it's changed or not, is sitting on his own on defense. They're just going to push straight around the corner. It's going to be a three-man stack around the corner. Will it catch them by surprise? No, it won't, because that's going to be a quick spray and pray from THØYS, and he gets himself an easy double, but it's not done yet. Now it's going to be all on Drace. Haven't seen a great deal from him, but he's in a one-on-one versus isnt. It's another one-on-one. Phil.
This is it's going to go down at the A sign. You can see he's picked up the bomb, but he does know that B is clear. For me, the wise thing is to plant this bomb, get the advantage, and you know what? It's exactly what he's doing. They're roughly around the same health. Drace obviously having that advantage, trying to get a bit of a wallbang or something there. But now, one-on-one going down. Drace on the defense. isnt has to break in here.
You know what? This is where isnt lost out that 4v1. It's the exact same position. This time, of course, he's got an AK, not the rifle that he had before. This is very tentative stuff. isnt tagged very low here. Drake just needs to pack away. Drace, sorry. He's not going to be start dancing. 13 seconds on the clock. He knows he has to stick the defuse. He has to go for it. He's going to stick the defuse. He's got to come around and check it. Oh, my word. So close. And isnt gets it in there. Disastrous stuff.
That's something for me you've got to check. It was ballsy, he played the time, and sometimes you've got to risk it. And it came off better for Kowai, and in fact, isnt was the one to clutch up here. 2-2 as we go into the next round. And you know what? They're doing exactly the same. It didn't work the first time. They're trying to change this for this round.
Can't believe he let him defuse that. I can't believe he let him defuse it. Unbelievable. It's just... There was only 12 seconds on the clock, so he had to stick it. He had to know that he's going to stick it. Didn't matter whether he just delayed it or not and died. It's just, oh. These are the moments that, obviously, when you look back as a player, you're just going to be thinking, why? Why did I do that? Treek's going to be the first man, the hero of the moment, to get a little peek over. Doesn't get the glimpse on Clarence. They keep themselves tucked away. Grenades coming over the top, and as you said, it's a repeat performance of the last round. It worked almost for Kowai. It was a fairly even trade. In comes X once again around the corner. This time THØYS does get himself another double, but Flitch comes out on top. He will finally go down, and it's a 2-on-2. Phil, it's repeat performance of the last round.
Yeah, deja vu coming in here. orthodox getting aggressive, but he has been smoked out. Can't really push through that, or he'll walk straight into both. Treek's gone down as well. That goes for isnt. And actually, Kowai could make a mark here, get a bit of confidence back, but Drace
again
in a 1v2. And you know what? I think you might know where the orthodox actually is.
Well, he couldn't do
no, sorry. I was watching isnt.
He couldn't do it against isnt in a 1v1. Let's see how he fares in this 1v2. C4 planted. Gets himself the planting. This time, doesn't need to peek. Doesn't need to peek. Gets a good tag onto isnt, but he gets taken down. And now it's Kowai in the advantage. 3-2 up. They're just one round away from the quarterfinals. Again.
For me, in normal time, Kowai were the better team. They lost out. They fell off. They should have closed it out, but they didn't. Now they have a second chance. A lifeline. Match point here. We're going back into it. Of course, ruLegends on the attack here.
Good nade. orthodox ate one to the face there.
So important as well, you know, those little things can really count later on in the round. You know, if one player has taken some hit damage, it really can be a game changer.
But they've gone for different tactics this time, Kowai. They've not gone for that triple stack. It's been an even trade for them, effectively, but it's not really garnered them any favour. But this time, they've decided to go a little deeper on the defence, and it's caught ruLegends off guard because they're thinking we're not going to challenge this one out. They're going the three-man through the sewers. Now, the defender is Flitch. Flitch and Pablo, they have a crossfire set up for this exit here. So as soon as they come around the corner, there's one, there's two, and it's just an absolute grinder. This is going to be Kowai. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Kowai, the Colombians from Latin America, will be the first team into the quarterfinals. What a fairy tale performance for the Colombians.
Well, it was a 4v1 which they gave up the first time. They didn't make the same mistake there in overtime. They did keep composed. Eventually they clawed themselves